Nice.
Good morning, everybody. Well, today it's sort of afternoon, and Denver is not going to complain about moisture anymore, but we are sitting here. If it looks very dark out there, it isn't very late, but I think it's a little hail and rain, but it's sunshine because I'm with my guy, Ryan Fletter of the Barolo Grill, and that always makes me happy, and you all too. Good afternoon there, Brian.
Well, it makes me happy to be up and running with you. So lovely to see you. And it is strange weather. It should be blue skies in a couple hours, I'm sure, and we'll be teased with this rain. But right now, it looks like
My
uh,
stupid thing here says all day, but who knows? In the
yeah,
meantime, I put on summer underneath and you put this on over it. And I don't know. Strange year. We
and it
haven't
makes
had,
it very challenging for an operator because I was just earlier outside planting and leaf blowing and cleaning to get ready for patio use, and now it's just been drizzled on. So
there's a question for me to ask you. At Barolo Grill, you have fabulous patio, but your indoors is always mob too. What happens when the rain starts and they're not in one of the little cottages and they're sitting outside? Where do
yeah,
you put them?
it's a
I mean,
nightmare
that's got
actually.
to be terrible for all of you.
It was. And the last 2 years it was really challenging when you had limitations. Now there's no limitations because people couldn't gather inside and you couldn't move them inside. So we built those bungalows in the beginning just for that reason. It's half of it's rain and wet and wind and inclement weather. So as an example, today I have no patio tables booked that are not already assigned to a bungalow because
Oh,
we aren't willing to. So we won't take any reservations. And then if it became beautiful at 6 o'clock at night and we knew there wouldn't be any rain, we could drop some cloths and put some tables down. And that's kind of how we deal with the summer when the rain season gets behind us a bit. So right now, essentially, it's all bungalow or inside.
well, I totally understand because I leave one way and I'm halfway where I'm going, and where's this and this?
Yeah.
But it's never raining inside. And you
Physically,
tell,
no.
well, okay, it's raining fabulous wine at the bar for me. Thank you
Yeah.
very
No, inside's a guaranteed thing. And so that's our that's the hull. And the outside is kind of the auxiliary. And of course it's giving us a prelim rain now, but it usually squeezes little droplets right on us at 6 o'clock when
Oh,
we've
yeah.
set. So at least we got a heads up today.
Well, I'm not sure. Here it doesn't sound like it's still pretty dark out there.
Yeah, I think it's going to be off and on today. So indoor, whether it's bungalow or inside, that's pretty much what we're doing today.
Okay. Well, for somebody in the world who might not have been to Barolo Grill, tell
Yeah.
us about it. And oh, it's windy behind your house. And what's going on for summer? It's summer now.
Yeah, we're 30 years Barolo Grill. I
Oh,
started working there in 1994. That would be 29 years ago. So, and it was actually June 1st. So we're kind of hitting the summit of my long trip around the sun with this place. And in the very beginning, we had only the indoors, of course, and that was only in the COVID recent years that we had the outdoor opportunity, mostly out of need and demand, and of course. Now we do both. And everybody's really excited to be back inside for the most part. The weather is the big deterrent. So it's pretty much back to a normal life inside the bar, the dining room, the private rooms, people having celebrations. It's been a really busy graduation season the last few weeks, Mother's Day. And I think everyone's excited to get, finishing with school. And so you kind of see these few weekends have been full of families and business groups and everyone who's just enjoying gathering at this time of the year.
at
Um,
Barolo Grill, of course.
at Barolo Grill, which is North Cherry Creek. We're right on 6th Avenue, 3030 East 6th Avenue. We're only open the 5 nights a week, Tuesday through Saturday. So we starve everybody on Sunday and Monday, and then they come in voraciously ready to go on Tuesday. And by Saturday, they're full. Um, we've been doing that since day one. That's been our cycle of the 5 nights, and we'll be closing in a month for the 10 days to go to Italy again, which is a return of our previous glory. I was on the very first trip in 1996, and we did that every year until COVID leg sweeped us all in 2020. So after 3 years, we will return as a group, 14 of us. So
Hold on. If somebody doesn't know, the group of people who work there.
yeah, 14. Yeah, these are staff members, and it's not their plus ones or their loved ones. It's all just staff members, chefs, waiters, servers, bartenders, managers, sommeliers, the folks that run the show, all gathering in a month. We'll be gone June 26th to July 4th. We return on the 4th, and then we'll reopen on the 6th. So that weekend just prior. So as everybody's out doing, hopefully not this weather on the 4th of July, but enjoying the gorgeous Colorado outdoors, and then return, and then as we will as well. And then we'll reopen that first week of July and be fresh from Italia with fat bellies and swollen drinking glands, and we'll try to it'll take us a few weeks to kind of settle back in, and then we'll start to refire in some new inspirations.
From restaurant days when we always had a question of the week, which I wish we could still do. And when you all came back, the question was always collectively, how much weight did the whole group gain? And I guess they really told you more or less the truth.
Well, and nobody really wants to totally admit the truth. So comes some roundabouts.
More or less.
A few people said they lost weight. You go, I don't believe it. So no, it's an eating and drinking, but responsibly and to gain inspiration. We're going to Barolo, to Piedmont, to our home front, our kind of first stop inspiration. And we'll see various Barolo producers, go to Michelin restaurants, some that are more casual. Should be pretty amazing.
I've been around long enough, I should be allowed, but that's okay. All right. Tell us what's on the summer menu at Barolo.
Well, right now, gorgeous halibut is our seafood of the day, and beautiful beef tenderloins and pork tenderloins as proteins. Morel mushrooms are in the house, and English peas everywhere. So we have English peas throughout the menus, and we're showing it every day.
Really good.
When they have that perfect little crunch and they're fresh and vibrant, we've got them scoured throughout a various number of dishes.
And it sounds funny when you say your pea is better than that one because it's a little green thing. There is a difference in that.
Oh, there is a difference. And so they're all beautiful vegetables right now showing up. Things like, pasta wise, we've got lobster on the menu in the pasta category. So a lobster tagliarine with, shoestring noodles. We have agnolotti stuffed with fresh mushrooms, and we have gnocchi with, a little bit of a English peas as well. And so we're kind of everything fresh, everything made in the house. We will be changing some menu items probably in the next few days. And we've even talked about our tomato caprese coming back, which is kind of a signature of ours for this time of the year, where we'll use fresh heirloom tomatoes, burrata cheese, and then come up a couple other gastronomic upgrades to make that a little less simple and a little bit more unique.
It's always
so we'll be transitioning in the next week with a few other things that are arriving out of the ground. And then, of course, in 30 days, taking it down to go off to Italy to come back and see what other things are being offered to us. So, but all
fun to be, I'm sorry, to be inspired for you to create new dishes from what you see there.
Yeah, and of course, their seasons are a little different with what they're available, what's available to them. So we always have to kind of, we eat and drink everything knowing that we may not be able to do this today, but we'll have corn and all these other things coming, and our local melons and things that will start to arrive. They already get some of that a little earlier because of their climate and their location. So we will honestly come back with a whole notepad and pictures of all kinds of fun stuff that really will be endorsements for the whole rest of the year. Some things that are more seasonal items that we'll have instantly, and then some things that might inspire us into the fall and winter. components, things that sometimes you just say, I really love that component, and I'll do that on a dish in August, even if it has nothing to do with
Right.
a vegetable coming out of the ground. So that'll be fun. That's always exciting to see what is going on there in the contemporary, the traditional. There are people exploring and experimenting there, but then there are those who are doing classic things, and we kind of come back with all of that so that we do a similar style. Classic dishes, more modern dishes, sometimes a mix of the two. And so it's really about style than it is about absolutely ingredients. We know we'll taste basil and balsamic. We know we'll have fresh olive oils and all kinds of that around us, but it'll just more about be more about the choreographed moments that we visit that will probably dictate how we present them in our own local Denver restaurant, Barolo Grill.
I know, well, if somebody doesn't know, Barolo has all the drinks you want, but an amazing wine program. When you go there, like now, are there different wines that you're not, well, I know you're familiar with, but not as friendly to bring back, or different things that become popular? Or do wines
Well,
really stay?
it's a yeah, as you know, of course, these wineries have been around for so long and they've been doing their thing, and they always have a bit of a modern element happening there. You'll find that they're all of a sudden using less oak or more oak or some different vinifications. So the wineries themselves are still also staying, contemporary and advanced. They've got climate conditions. And so we're always getting up to speed on that. That's already an encyclopedia of information to be held accountable for. The winery maybe was founded 200 years ago, but now we've got the great great grandson or granddaughter who's doing a very contemporary thing that maybe they didn't do 50 years ago even. So it's getting up to speed and briefed on even current vintages. But we'll have all, because of liquor laws, all those wines come through the market legally and through their own distributions. Most of it is to connect the physical dots of maybe the winemaker was in Denver or has been in Colorado, and maybe we've been to the winery before, or maybe we're going back, or maybe we've never been there. So it's a really collection of wineries that we've either never been to or haven't been to in a decade, and have already had a generational change with a new winemaker that might be the grandson, who's out of school. And so there's always that. It's really not necessarily wandering about finding a winery that hasn't been imported,
Right.
because we obviously won't have that ability to do that. So we make the organization of going to properties that we've already been selling their wines, but a chance to broadcast a brighter current message, and even
Okay.
especially after being gone for 3 years.
Okay,
Um,
I have a dumb question,
yeah.
of course. Take a rosé, and yes, I will. Thank you very much. And it was from before the young new winemaker came. Will that rosé have a very different taste?
So say that again. You mean like
Well,
the vintage?
yeah, well, from the old winemakers, the new
Mhm.
one, will it have a new zip, a new color, a new taste?
Well, typically, just like anything, you respect mom's recipe, so you don't necessarily deviate from it. Your job is to try to continue it. So a lot
Okay,
of these wineries have already a
okay,
recipe for what they're making, and if someone takes over, unless they've decided it's a upgrade, they're going to do everything they can to preserve the same style, because their variant conditions are the weather, like what we're doing today. So they might
yeah,
actually have vintage issues, and they might have to harvest it earlier or later. They might have to do some different things in the winemaking to keep that same sense. So they already have a lot of other obstacles, not necessarily to recreate the wine as a new entity, but to try to preserve the style that has already maybe been founded. And they're always exploring, just like a chef, a little bit more garlic or a little less. I like the larger one versus the smaller. So when you're picking berries and you're sort of deciding when to harvest, they're doing most of that work as farmers. And then the winemaking hopefully becomes very simple then. And most of those wineries tell us that. They say, we really don't want to spend much time in the winery. We want to spend all of our time in the vineyards and the farming, because when that tomato comes in perfect,
right.
or in their case, the grape, we don't have to do much. When it doesn't come in perfect, now we have to start doing things that, to balance what might be imbalanced in nature. So they're really focused on the balance of nature, and then the winemaking becomes very seamless, and it's more of a turn it on 14 days, let it ferment, put it in, keep all the oxygen out, and now we've preserved our product.
Wow. Okay, so
Good
what do you,
question.
huh?
That's a good question.
Well, no, I think it's interesting that people understand all that.
Yeah.
I mean, most of us go in and we say, well, we like a rosé or a Pinot or whatever, and you really don't know. And sometimes I, as a customer, will taste three rosés, and they're all so different in
Yeah.
color and in taste.
Yeah.
And I'm not an expert. It's
Well,
either
and it really is
well,
similar. It's similar to food, when you taste three products like pork product and you find three different farms and you kind of go, there's some three different styles here. And some of these rosés are made differently. They're different grapes, or they may have different fermentation times, and that's what gives them different colors and different styles. So it can be very fun, and it can also be very challenging for a guest consumer to know what style they like if they're
no, it
being.
isn't. I just say, Carrie, what should I get?
Yeah. Yeah. We've done most of the work. We've sniffed through all the mushrooms. We've gone through all the grapes. And so we're already figuring our few favorites. And then hopefully that connects with you.
And even so people know that even if you're any of the staff that is at Barolo, ask them and they'll help you knowing what you might or might not like, but they do know the tastes of the dishes and what's really wonderful and what you would like.
Yeah. Yeah. No, well, we do drink the wines, and taste the wines and eat the foods and try to connect the dots when somebody comes in and says, I like this, that, and that's our goal as sommeliers or as experiential food servers, and kind of what we all do. And so that's what this big trip is it's like a turbocharged inspirational jolt that we're fortunate not many restaurants produce or perform that or go to that extreme for that commitment, which
Well,
is
I'm still
very.
waiting for the day that you say you will lead 10 or 20, because everybody would sign up in a minute, of us just old people to go.
Well,
And
it's I'm practicing, so I'll be
you've been
practicing.
practicing a long time. It's time to do it.
Yeah.
Before I get too old, do it.
Yeah, and part of my problem actually has always been I'm always working. I'm always, I'm out there with the leaf blower, I'm shoveling, I'm cleaning, running that restaurant, and so I'm
This
trying
is work.
to so I just have to get a little more space in between so I can
This is
pilot another ship and while the ship is running. And think it
special things we should look for summer are just plain wonderful. And that's
well,
it.
we'll have to hold our breath a little bit for after we get back from our trip, because our menus are on our website right now, very updated,
Always,
barologrildenver.com.
always
You can look at it. It downloads a PDF. You can see it on your phone. You can look at it instantly. We always upload it. We really have a challenge with just 4 weeks of getting ready to go. So at this point, our menus will have a couple evolutions, like we said, some tomatoes and things arriving. So just I might tell everyone to stay close to our website for just the menu updates, and then you'll see us go dark for 10 days. And we'll come back with all of our new things, and we'll start posting and showing off
And
what
you
really.
would have to come back on and tell me.
We won't show our mid-size mid-self. We'll only be showing our
Ah,
shoulders up
back
because
up.
we have a little activity to work backwards on, which is our waistline.
Well, you have to promise us all a quick return visit when you can tell us all about the trip and what we're going to look forward to.
Yes, indeed. I promise you.
Okay, give us all the details for Barolo Grill.
Barolo Grill is at 3030 East 6th Avenue. That's on North Cherry Creek. It's on 6th Avenue in St. Paul. We're open 5 nights a week, Tuesday through Saturday. Our phone number is 303-393-1040. And our website's barologrildenver.com. We're on the Open Table Network for reservations. Be sure to look for Barolo Grill, not Barolo in Scotland or some other name that looks like us. And reservations are very easy. We don't have any deposits or any obstacles in the way any longer. Like we were saying, we've gone back to the Open Table platform. But you can go just to our website, Barolo Grill Denver, and you'll see a make a reservation link. You can call us. You can even email us and say, I'm looking for something. We'll respond and try to make life easy to get in there. We're only open those Tuesday through Saturday nights, the 5 nights.
And it's wonderful, fabulous, incredible. Come casual. If you want to celebrate and be dressed up, fine. But come in jeans and you're just as welcome there.
That's right. We've always prided ourselves on having fun, being comfortable, being relaxed, and whatever the occasion is, simple or elaborate, you have a room full of others doing the same thing.
And you'll accommodate anybody's dietary needs.
You bet, you bet. And there's 15 boxes to check already if you have any that are already some of the normals, and then the abnormals. We deal with those every day, all day, and so just please be vocal about it and let us know ahead. Let the server know when you sit down, and we will make sure you are safe.
And I know somebody with the most unusual needs, and it's taken care of every time the gentleman comes. So there,
Nice.
please please like and subscribe to the Gabb, Gabb. It's on YouTube and you can follow us there. We will be on Facebook, Instagram, and even more so at the restaurant because I get there pretty darn often. My seat's sort of specially taken because I get there early and I love it. I will see you before you leave, but
Yep.
Travel safe. Have a wonderful trip, a great Memorial Day weekend. You will be closed.
Yep.
And enjoy everything. Much love. I see your skies got darker. I don't know what's happened. Oh my goodness, mine's black.
Yeah, it is. It looks like it's just, and I think we're 10 minutes away from each other, so it's not so far away.
Oh no, mine's real. It's really bad. Stay cool, everybody. Put on your raincoats and go out to dinner. Don't let that keep you home.
Yeah.
Love you, Brian.
Ciao, grazie. Ciao, ciao. Arrivederci.
Yeah. Happy Memorial Day to all. Be well. Love, love.
Ciao, ciao.